English audiobook Love Yourself Like Your Life Depends on Its author is Kamal Ravikant. To James, Christine, and Sajid, you made this book happen. Thank you. Update. Today is November 2022, Thanksgiving Day in the US. I have a lot to grateful for. 5 months ago, I published this little book on Amazon, expecting to sell 10 copies, 8 of them bought by me, and life had other plans. James also wrote a blog post about it. The books took off. Tim Ferriss tweeted that it got him out of funk, and since Stephenson said on Facebook that he found forth beauty and strength in the short gem. Amazing people all over tweeted, Facebook, and wrote blog posts and reviews. I get emails regularly from readings, sharing, and transformation in their lives. To think I was so close and never publishing it, that the fears of what others would think almost held me back. But because I love myself, I put the book out to the world, and well, wow. If there is one lesson I can share from the experience, it is this: share your truth. Whatever your truth is, live it and share it. The world will respond in way you never could have imagined. Life will blow your socks off. I continue learning new lessons and I am happy to share them with you. Below is link where you can sign up. I am from email newsletter. It goes without saying, I will never spam, sell your email address, or send your cat photos. You might hear from me once a month or so, only when I have something value to share. In the meantime, I look forward to reading your emails, your tweets, and your reviews. They are all gift to me. I can't thank you enough. Kamal. Forward, in December of 2011, I was invited to be participant at Renaissance Weekend in Charleston, SC. Not what you think, not justing nights for fair maidens. Instead, a conference attended by CEOs from Silicon Valley and New York, Hollywood, types from LA, and politicians and the staff from DC. It's like a TED, but everyone is assigned to participate in the panels or give a talk. The application asks for awards won and recognitions received, and as an example listed the Nobel Prize yearly. I have no awards to speak of or pedigree, no Goldman Sachs and Morgan Stanley on my business card. When the founder of the event introduced me to the audience at the talk I gave, the little assigned to me, if I could do anything, he said, Kamal cannot keep still. Whether as the infantry soldiers in the US Army or climbing on the Himalayas or walking across Spain on an ancient pilgrimage, he is always moving. He's done his research. I don't remember the rest, but I remember his last line. I am sure he will have something interesting to share with us. I had exactly 2 minutes to stand on podium and address an audience of scientists, Pentagon officials, politicians, and CEOs, all far more qualified than I to talk about pretty much anything. The speaker before me had been even youngest person to graduate from MIT. Full honors, of course, before him, the youngest Tethel fellow. It is interesting what goes through your mind at moments like this. Time slows down, yes, but that's almost cliche. There is only podium and the microphone. You step up. The audience grows blurry, as if out of focus. Clock starts, and then I knew what to do. I would offer some things no one else could. My truth. Something I will learn purely from my experience. Something that saved me. The audience came into focus. If I could do anything, I said into the microphone, I would share the secret of life with the world. Laughter from the audience, and I just figured it out a few months ago. For the next 2 minutes, I spoke about the previous summer when I would been very sick, practically on the bed rest. The company I would started nearly 3 years ago was struggling. I would just gone through the breakup, and a friend I love suddenly died to say I was depressed. I told them would have been good day. I told them about the night I was up late, suffering Facebook, looking at photos of my friend who would pass, and I was crying miserable, missing her. I told them about walking. Uh, sorry, I told them about waking up next morning and unwilling to take it anymore, and the wow I made and how it changed everything. Within a days, I started to get better physically, emotionally. But what surprised me was that life got better on its own. Within a month, my life has transformed. The only constant being the vow I would made to myself and how I kept it. Afterwards, and for the rest of the conference, people came up individually and told me how much what I would share meant to them. One woman told me that sitting in the audience listening to me, she would realize that this was the reason she came, and all I would done was share with the truth I learned. A month later, friend was going through a difficult time, so I quickly wrote up and what I would learn that summer and sent it to him. It helped him a lot. Months after I shared it in email with James Alchers and friends, my favorite blogger. He replied offering to feature it as guest post on blog. Naturally, I refused. Truth be told, I panic and lots of my friends read his blog. I am the entrepreneur in Silicon Valley. It is fine to write about startups, but these stuffs. You have to share this. James wrote back, it is more important than here's how to be an entrepreneur or here's how to bulk up in 30 days. This is the only message that is important. I shared my fear with him. What would people think? His response, some things that I will never forget and will always be grateful for. I don't do a post now unless I am worried about what people will think about me. So I struck a deal with him. I would keep notes about what I would learn, the practice, how I would succeed and fail, and I would put thus together in book and send it to him if he like, and I would publish it, and that's how we ended up here. What is this about? Loving yourself. Same things your mom told you. Same things self-help books repeat enough times to be cliche. But there is a difference. It is not lip service. It is not fire and forget types approach. It is something I learned from with myself. Something I believe saved me. And more than that, the way I set about to do it. Most of it simple enough to be idiotic, but simplicity lies truth. In simplicity lies power. Starting with the written up, I sent to my friend, and this is collection of thoughts on what I learned and what worked, what didn't, where I succeed, and importantly where I failed daily. As wise friends likes to remind me, this is a practice. You don't go to the gym once, consider yourself done. Same here. Meditation is a practice. Working out is practice. Loving yourself, perhaps the most important of all, is a practice. The truth is to love yourself with the same intensity you would use to pull yourself up if you have hanging off cliff with your fingers, as if your life depending upon it. Once you get going, it is not hard to do, just a text commitment, and I will share how I did it. It's been transformative for me. I know it will be transformative for you as well. Beginning, I was in bad way and miserable out of my mind. There were days when I would lie in bed The drapes closed, day outside sliding into night, and back today, and I just didn't want to deal with my thoughts and deal with being sick, deal with heartache, and deal with my company tanking, deal with life. Here's what saved me. I would reach my breaking point. I remember it well. I couldn't take it anymore. I was done with all this, the misery, this pain, and these angers, this being me, and was sick of done. And in that desperation, I climbing out of bed, staggered over to my desk, opened my notebook, and I wrote. This day I vow to myself to love myself, to treat myself as someone I love truly and deeply. In my thoughts, my actions, the choice I make, the experience I have, each moment I am conscious and I make the decision I love myself. There was nothing left to say. How long it took me write this, less than minute perhaps, but the intensity I felt like I was craving words on the paper, and through the desk I would disgusted with myself. I could have loved another. I wish them well, but what about me from now on? I would focus only on thoughts for me. How to love myself, and I did not know. All I knew was that I would made a vow, and something far greater than commitment, bigger than I wish or nice to have a vow, and I was going all in or destroy myself trying. There was no middle ground. In my bedroom, in the darkness, with a city outside that had no idea about decision that would be made for even cared, I set out to live myself, and way the way I did it, it was the simplest thing I could think, and one that I knew I was capable of. I started telling myself I love myself. I thought I would repeat again and again, first lying in bed for hours, repeating to myself, I love 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 myself. The mind would wander, of course, head down rat holes, but each time I notice, I will return to repeating, I love myself, I love myself, I love myself, I love myself, and it continued. First in bed, then showering, then while online, then when I will talking someone, inside my head I will be going, I love myself, I love myself, I love myself, I love myself. It become an anchor, the one true thing, and I got better. My body started healing faster. My state of mind grew lighter, but the thing I never expected or imagined, life got better. But not just better, things happened that were fantastically out of my reach, things I couldn't have dreamed of. It was as if life said, finally, you idiot, and let me show you that you made the right decision. It did. People came into my life, opportunity arose. I found myself using the word magic to describe what was happening, and through it all, I kept repeating to myself, I love myself, I love myself, I love myself, I love myself. In less than a month, I was healthy. It was fit again. I was naturally happy. I was smiling. Amazing people were coming into my life. Situations were naturally resolving themselves, and I threw it whether I was at my computer again or kissing pretty woman in my head. I will be telling myself I love myself. In all honesty, in the beginning I didn't believe that I love myself. How many of us do? But didn't matter what I believed, what and all the mattered was doing it, and I did the simplest way I could think by focusing on one thought again and again, until it was more my mind that not. Imagine the feeling of catching yourself, loving yourself without trying. It's like a catching a sunset out of the corner of your eye. It will stop you. Okay, next topic in next video. Please like, share, comment and don't forget to subscribe my YouTube channel.